Why write another book on a late Ottoman city, and why Gaza? We became interested in this topic through reading sources as well as personal encounters. Both of us trained in Islamic and modern Middle Eastern studies and have gradually specialized in the social, cultural, and political history of late Ottoman Palestine. We became aware that the southern part of the country constituted a blind spot in knowledge of the Eastern Mediterranean, although it was home to a large part of the population of late Ottoman Palestine and had experienced dramatic dynamics that needed to be understood. Studying Gaza as citizens of Germany and Israel in a time of heightened political tensions and military conflict created a number of obstacles. Starting this book with 2 aerial photographs and a map, all produced by British photographers, members of the military and technicians, is emblematic of the context of this study and our positionality as historians. We approach Gaza from the outside. Given the political situation in Israel and the Palestinian territories in the last few decades, we cannot visit Gaza, and it is difficult to contact local scholars who possess vast amounts of knowledge and have abundant sources at their disposal, even for email correspondence or participation in conferences abroad. To date, there is not even one monograph in any of the major European research languages on late Ottoman Gaza. Nevertheless, there are rich documentary records on Gaza in different places in the world, especially in archives compiled by the Ottoman and British empires. In this volume, we sift through these records to formulate hypotheses on Gaza's social, political, and cultural dynamics in the hope of laying the groundwork for a more comprehensive history of this important part of the Eastern Mediterranean. Gaza's contemporary isolation is only one of several reasons for the general absence of research on this city during the late Ottoman period. Around 1900, Gaza was one of the largest and most important cities in Ottoman Palestine, and had a population of some 20,000 to 25,000 inhabitants. The city had a small port from which barley was exported to Europe, but its inner-city markets were in fact more important. Thus, politically, economically, and culturally, it was more like an interior market city than a coastal port city. Compared to Jerusalem, Palestine's political capital and a magnet for pilgrims, or the port cities to its north, such as Jaffa, Haifa, and Beirut, Gaza may easily appear somewhat isolated. This, at least, is the impression when looking at it from the vantage points of the typical narratives of the emergence of the modern Middle East that have dominated the historiography of the Eastern Mediterranean over roughly a century.